Hey yogis! In this video we will explore the pose low lunge or Anjaneyasana. I love this pose. It's a dang good pose and I put it in probably 95% of my classes. And the reason why I like it is because it's a pose that is low to the ground, so you really get a sense of your stability, how you root into the ground, and you also get an understanding of how the pelvis, hips, legs, and feet and their connection to the earth can give you a really good rise through your middle. So it's this idea that your stability supports your capacity and your ability. So we're gonna set this up coming from a downward dog into a low lunge shape. We'll start by sort of mapping out the pelvis, engaging the feet, exploring that area, and then we'll unfold it. And then I'll also give you some options with a block, which I really like. So we'll start in a downward facing dog. In a downward dog, bend the knees a little bit so you're not locking out everything. So there's a soft bend in the knees, your seat is lifting up, you're looking forward while you also pull your middle in. And as you look ahead to the top of your mat, from the power of the balls of your feet, lunge the right foot forward between the hands. And then drop your back knee down. Now, it's very common to come into this pose and maybe move your foot forward with your hand, which is totally cool if that needs to happen. But let's actually take it back to downward dog one more time and just talk about the mechanics of stepping forward. What you want to happen is your butt to stay really high and your eyes to come forward. If your eyes are forward, most likely your vision will help pull your spine longer so that you don't get caught in your back. With your butt lifted, you just have more space to step forward. So your butt's high, you look forward, you keep your eyes forward, and with a powerful press to the ball of your left foot, you lunge your right foot forward and look forward. Then you'll take your back knee down, untuck your back toes, and fit your right knee into the cup of your right armpit, and then diagonal your fingertips outside of your shoulders. From here, we're going to play with the stability of the hips by way of using the feet. So take your mind into the ball of your right foot, press into the ball of your right foot to drag your right hip back, and then take your mind to the top of your left foot, plug the left big toe into the floor, spiral energetically out through the pinky side of your foot, and that should allow you to drive that left hip out and around to the left. Keep looking forward, keep squeezing your legs and hugging your hips on their own side. Imagine that you're more into the ball of the front foot. So you're not sort of dropping back into the heel, you're in the ball so that you're kind of throwing the knee into your own armpit, which gives you a right angle in your front leg. And now the biggest sort of misalignment in this pose is that people really go back into the low back, which is really, really hard on the back and also scrunches your kidneys. So you want to think that you are going forward into your future and then rising up into the present moment. So you're extending the arms forward to unfold, go forward, out to come up. So I'm keeping the belly-chest connection to my front thigh in a way so that when I come up, there's a sort of trajectory forward and up as opposed to me throwing myself way back into my low back. So you're here in your low lunge. Still go down into the feet, so you're traveling your pose. Ball of right foot to drag the right hip back. Good spread across the top of your back foot to orbit your left hip around to the left. And then you're going forward to come up. And you're going up to go slightly back. So you're never going in one direction at once. You're always playing at least two directions. So this will set you up in a good right angle in your front leg. You won't be in your back, and you'll have freedom for your eyes to catch a higher vision. Now, if you're someone like me who really goes deep in this pose because of flexibility or hypermobility, know that that's also not always the best place to be. Flexibility sometimes can take away from your ability, because if you're too deep in your legs, you might have a really hard time rising up through your center. So you can take a block and place it at an angle with the sort of short end flush against that thigh. And this will give you some stability. What this does is it really gives you something to drive in toward with this back leg, so your pubis comes forward and up, which sends the line of energy up your front body. And then if you want to get really fancy, you can take one other block, lift your right heel, and wedge this block underneath your right heel. By elevating the heel, you get higher in the pose. You have more of a lift through your center, because the balls of your feet are like the lungs. They're airy, they're buoyant, they're bouncy. So you can use these two blocks as a reference to just keep moving forward to come up and up to go back, and playing all directions at once. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows overhead, perhaps interlacing the fingers behind the nape of the neck and bringing the elbows forward and up and leaning back. But I'm going forward to come up and up to go back in all these directions at once. I'm in the ball of my front foot and the good top of my back foot to keep my hips on their own side. And then from there you just radiate. So let's go ahead for a good measure. We're going to do the left side. We won't be as meticulous as that right side. So you have these tools to play with. But just for even sake, we're going to go back into downward dog. Plug into the balls of your feet. Bend your knees. Lift up through your seat. Look slightly forward. And then press into the ball of your right foot to lunge the left foot forward. Look forward. Right knee down. Top of your right foot on the floor. And then take your left knee into your left armpit. And as if your left knee was a ball, you're going to throw the ball forward into the mid of your left armpit. So you're making good contact. This will give you a right angle in your front leg. And then go into the ball of your left foot to pull the left hip back. From the right big toe to the pinky toe, spread across the top of your foot. Make good contact and orbit your right hip out and around to the right. Keep the connection of belly and chest to your thigh as long as you can as you begin to unfold this by reaching forward and out to come up. And then once you're up, you're going up to go back. And then check in with your front leg. Get into the ball of your front foot. Pull your right hip back. Spread across the top of your back foot. Bring your right hip around to the right. And then come forward to come up and up to go back. You can take the block and place it underneath the front thigh. You can take another block and put it underneath your front heel. This will just give you more stability, something to rise up off of. Opposite elbows. Catch your head. Radiate, shine. And let it go. Downward facing dog. So that was an express tutorial of low lunge. I hope that it helped. I hope that you got a better sense of this pose and how you might make it a bit more enjoyable, accessible, dimensional for your own practice. And have a great day. Namaste.